Alright, good afternoon. Kikananaka no Akuma. Greetings from the classroom, aka the dungeon. So, finally got to touch up on the Storm Raven. I used Magic Blue and Sky Blue from Vallejo Air to get the engine effect I wanted. Used Magic Blue and then RAF Blue to get the last cannon effect. Then I got to play with Fallout Hobby's little Dragon Scale stencil. And I just layered it. And it came out the way I like. You know, I overdid it over here in the black, but I went white, medium green, red, orange, and I mixed yellow-orange to do salamander scale. So this is my first attempt at trying to do a Storm Raven in a custom salamander scale. I missed a spot, but no one's really going to care because this is for a teaching lesson only. The scales are easy to use, and I'll show you the technique that I did for getting them off the sheet. Next, other side came out a lot better. I'm going to flip it over now. I only wanted to do the orange and the black because I want to do greens for the going up to the front. And again, same concept, Magic Blue, Sky Blue, up there. Now, the pride and joy of today's episode is my 109. I love it. It's pretty. It's sexy. It rocks. I'm trying to figure out why my screen is dark. I hope the video's not dark. There we go. That's the fire effect. I did a little too much metallic gloss. I'm going to have to dull coat it a little bit. Did the shoulder. Did this shoulder. Did the engines. Again, Magic Blue, Sky Blue. Light Sea Blue. Correction. Light Sea Blue. And blue. 04 blue. But actually it's the same thing as, for me anyway, after you thin it and run through airbrush the Magic Blue, gives it that glowing effect. So here, blue, regular blue, light blue, and then alien purple got the effect on an EMP missile arm. So I'm quite happy with the way this is coming out. Over the weekend, the flame arm broke, so today I had help pinning it. Got it all knocked out. So I'm going to go home and work on the legs and the head and the other parts. But last but never the least, I'm going to show you how to do the technique for these wonderful, wonderful hobby stencils. Dragon Scales I haven't opened yet. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm looking for the other Dragon one. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. I had it all set up, then I moved it and lost it. So the short version is when you peel it, if you can see the white flakes, you just lift, press on anything that you're going to use this for. Okay, so that's radioactive. I bought a lot of Fallout Hobby stencils recently. Now, to discuss what the complaint was from the main producer himself is, why am I getting such a low grade? Low grade is reflective on newbies using your product for the first time. Because I was an airbrush newbie and I first used stencils and I have horrible things I will never show people because I was terrible at it. So, it's the big one. First off, get a good corner. I'm one-handed, I have no assistant. You peel. And you peel slow so you don't rip the vinyl off the bat. Now the big ones peel better than the small ones, but you always have one or two Alcatraz members who don't want to play ball. So if you notice, I got 87%, almost 90% of all the little stencils out. You got some little areas that just didn't want to pop out. You press again and you peel again. And every time you do it, you're guaranteed to get at least one or two more out. So when you have it like this, you're about gold to start airbrushing. I am not going to do the airbrush without an assistant because that's 4 hands I need and I don't have. So what I will do is set up one for tomorrow. These two are pretty much gold in my world, and I don't want to do too much to them until my female student takes over. So I'm going to just abuse mine some more. And what I'm going to do is just lay it across somewhere. Now, my normal issue with stencils being this large is that I have to cut them to make them useful for me. Granted, Fallout Hobbies, the tacky method is golden because I can press it into the creases and hit all the areas I need to with the stencil and not have too much wide space or splotchy areas. I can lift, press, peel out. Even here I can reach in. And forgive my finger for looking weird. I got arthritis really bad in my index finger. Pointer, whatever you want to call it. And there you go. So when I come back in tomorrow, I can hit this entire area in one stroke because the tacky ability. So, Fallout Hobbies again. For a veteran airbrusher, veteran hobbyist, an elite hobbyist, professional, your product is an A+. Let's not even compare it to other stencils that I've used in the past. Because the only other stencils readily available open market are at Hobby Lobby or on eBay or other places. And to show you how much I use stencils, look at how many greens that the sheet's gone through. When your hobby stencils wear out, this is what they look like. Then I cut them up, rip them apart, and they start becoming this. So they're very useful. You're gonna get at least 3 to 9 months, depending on how actively you're using the stencils, out of the work. Guaranteed. Even look at my abuse. And I call it abuse because I teach in a classroom and I have to clean airbrushes every day because my students don't clean airbrushes, and I have to put my own caps back on my own paint because I'm bringing my paint from home, or I'm buying Creatix paint. And Creatix paint I don't really love because I have to teach them how to mix thinner. Not my favorite thing to do. Vallejo is gold in my book. Vallejo and your stencils, Fallout Hobbies, are an excellent combination because Vallejo goes on smooth. I don't care what you say, but Vallejo does beautiful, beautiful work with the crappiest of airbrushes and compressors. Not picking on my Neo Iwatas, but after students get hands to them and tear them up and destroy them, they're kind of crappy. But this is the quality of Fallout Hobby stencils. I'm giving it an A+ for elite and veteran hobbyists. I'm giving it still a B- for noobs because I can easily see someone opening up the packet and thinking this is perfect, and then they jack it up all to hell and it's not perfect. So with that being said, Fallout Hobbies, A+ for elites and veteran hobbyists, B- for everyone new. For example, this is one of the flame stencils I got off some random vendor on eBay years ago. Not tacky, you gotta hold it in place, comes out terrible, and takes a lot of extra work. So, it's not worth it, in my opinion. So what's gonna happen? Please don't let me break it. I chipped it, damn it. Oh, I chipped it. This Land Raider is gonna get dragon scaled tomorrow morning. I'm covering up the original work I did, and I'll peel it off so you can see. Using that generic stencil with no tackiness takes a lot of practice and going back, forth, and over to get the effects you really, really want. So with Fallout Hobbies, I'm going to do firing scales, like they say on the website, play jazz with it. And I'm going to pimp out this wonderful, sexy Land Raider Redeemer, who's a flamer, and who's going to go in my Salamander's Classroom Army. Yes, I said Salamander's Classroom Army. Don't drill too hard, guys, because my kids, I teach at an inner city school, don't have access to a lot of the role-playing or gaming opportunities I had growing up. And I figured if I can let their imaginations roam a little bit, then I can help them do better in other classes. So again, the tackiness factor, being able to press it in lightly into crevices and creases, A+ on the product quotient for me. Because that means I can hit the areas up top, then I can come back and fill in those areas at the bottom and won't worry about it. Since I'm only hitting this top area of the Land Raider, I'll give you a side view. I want to do scales, so I'm going to do a brighter green to bring in the scales to contrast the flames going in and out. And then I'll come back and hit this area back here. I have it paint taped so I don't cover up the beautiful flame work I've already done all across the vehicle. If you're curious about what my flame work looks like, you can go through my channel and just type in salamanders in the search area and it'll pop them up. Half of those salamanders are sold though. The ones that are left are going to be a uniform look, and I'll show you the rest of the Air Force. So I have two Storm Ravens, two Storm Talons, and one Storm Raven for that little mini formation. Again, follow Hobby Stencils at work. I'm going digital. Use all sides. Don't let what's on the sticky sheet stop you, which is some of the problems some people are having. This one and that one are fully equipped. So this is the all guns all the time DACA one. Sponson bolters, heavy bolter up front, assault cannon. This one, when I put it back together, is going to be Melta and plasma cannons with the sponsons. These are both guns. This is all guns. This one's guns and missiles, and that one is las cannon and nothing up front yet. So that's Salamander's Tau and how to use Follow Hobby Stencils. Follow Hobby Stencils are great. I recommend buying in bulk. Save on shipping. Also, when you're storing them, find plastic surfaces you're not really going to interact with too much that are clean and flat, and just press your stencils there. Try and stick it back on the sheets are next to impossible. Don't do it. If you have any questions, please comment, post, subscribe, like my page. Send me questions. I have a regular guy. Every video I post, it's great to have conversations with him. But I want to hear from the rest of the audience. If you like it, say something. If you don't, if you have recommendations, hey. If you don't like the paint job, let's discuss it. I'm always trying to try new techniques. If you find any new techniques for airbrushing anywhere, just link them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to check it out. I'm always trying new things. My salamanders are under 3,000 points for those of you who are wondering. Most of it's Air Force. And I need to pick up a couple starter sets and finish out. Since it's going to be a classroom force, I'm probably just going to buy a bunch of getting started packets because I want each Storm Raven to have 10 Marines and a Dreadnought. And then I got to finish my Apocalypse Force that has the 15 Terminators and Lysander. That way when school's out, I can let someone borrow a Marine Force. Next time I do a video, which will probably be tomorrow morning, I'm going to break out the Eldar and do Follow Hobby Stencils. Because I have the Elven tribal sheet, I'm going to have my students help me set up the covers of the jet bikes, and we're just going to hit it quick. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. As always, Akuma out.